Hello friends, in this video I am going to describe the static member function. The static member function in C++ has some properties associated with it. I am just going to give you a brief overview of the properties of the static member functions, and after that I'm going to show you an illustrative program to demonstrate the use of static member functions in C++. So as far as the properties are concerned, there are mainly two properties. The number one property of which is a static member function can have access to only other static members, that is functions or variables declared in the same class. And number two is a static member function is called using the class name instead of calling it with the help of the object name, as is done in case of other member functions. So now I am going to show you an illustrative program written in C++ which shows the use of static member functions. Now I am going to open a program under this workspace and going to this folder static member function, under which I see a file among many other files and folders, static member function.cbp. So let's open it by double clicking it, and we get this program opened. Now let me describe what have I done over here. Part is the file inclusion directive #include iostream using namespace std. Then I have declared a class. I have named the class ABC in caps, inside which I have declared two integer variables in the private section. As there are no headings above these two variables, it will be considered to be a private data member. Int C will be a private data member, and this static int count will also be a private data member. So among these two, I find that there is an ordinary integer data member which is int C, and another integer member data member is cnt, but before that I have used the keyword static. So this indicates that this cnt is an integer variable, but it is not an ordinary integer data member. It is a static integer data member under the class ABC. Now under the public visibility modifier, I have defined a few functions, out of which the first function I have named is void set, and under that, inside that, only a single expression statement is there, that is c is equal to plus plus cnt. After that, I have defined another function, that is void show underscore c, and written a single expression statement inside that as well, that is cout object number space in double inverted comma insertion operator c endl. Now another function is there which has been defined as well, that is static void show underscore count. So see this, the difference between these two functions above, that is set and show underscore c. The show underscore cnt function has been preceded before the return type by the keyword static, which indicates clearly that it is a static member function, and this static member function is declared inside the class ABC under the public visibility modifier. Now I have written one line inside it, cout insertion operator new line cnt is equal to space closing double inverted comma insertion operator cnt and insertion operator endl. So after that, what have I done? Let me see. I have closed the function body by means of this closing brace and followed by a semicolon. After that, an interesting thing is to be noted here that we are going to use the CNT variable, which is a static data member declared in the class in the private section, in the class ABC under the private visibility modifier. So before going into the main, I need to write it in this manner: int ABC scope resolution operator CNT semicolon. After that, we go to int main. Written, I have created two objects of class ABC as ABC1 and ABC2, as you can see clearly in the first line under the main. And after that, I have written, and you know very well that any static data member is initialized to a default value of 0 when the first object or the first instance of the class in which the static data member is declared is created. So any object of a class under which a static data member is created or is declared, when that object is created, when the first object or the first instance of that class is created, the value of the static data member becomes 0. So as soon as we create this ABC1 object, the value of CNT becomes 0. Then I have invoked the set function with the help of both of these objects by abc1.set and abc2.set. I have also invoked the function, the static member function show underscore count, by a different method. That is, I have not used any object of the class with a period operator and invoking the function like I have done in these two instances. But in this case, as I was telling in the brief overview before this program, that static member functions are called using the class name along with the scope resolution operator, and it is not called or invoked by the help of any object of that class. So we see that we have called the static member function show count show underscore CNT by the help of the class name ABC and followed by a scope resolution operator, followed by the function name, followed by the static member function name show underscore CNT. I've called this function in this way. So there is a difference. After that, I have again created an object ABC3 and again invoked the function set with the help of this object ABC3 and again invoked the static member function show underscore CNT in the way as has been described above, as has been invoked above. I have invoked the show underscore C function with the help of all the three objects which have been declared so far, that is abc1.show underscore C, abc2.show underscore C and abc3.show underscore C. After that, return 0 and closing brace of the main section. So what we can assume is that when the first object of the class ABC has been instantiated, the value of the initial value of the CNT will become 0 because it is a static data member. After that, these two objects share the same value of CNT because static data members are shared between different objects. After that, abc1.set. What is written above in the set? Let me see. In the set, we have done an operation of pre-incrementing the static data member by unity by this plus plus CNT and assigning the pre-incremented value into the integer data member C. So we can easily see that this function helps us to increment the value of CNT from 0 to 1 and assigning the value of 1 to C of ABC1. ABC1 is the object under which there is a integer variable, integer data member C, and that will be assigned a value of 1. The static data member becomes 1, which is being shared by both the objects ABC1 and ABC2, and then ABC2.set increments the CNT value by 1 again and puts it into the variable, member variable C under the object ABC2. So ABC1 has a C value of 1 and ABC2 has a C value of 2. So this far we have seen. After that I have invoked the show underscore CNT function, which is the static member function, and that is nothing, that is going to show the static data member value, the value of the static data member as seen by all the objects so far created. After that I have created yet another object ABC3, and with the help of ABC3 I have also invoked the set function, which again increments the static data member by plus plus and assigns it to the variable C of the object ABC3. So ABC3 has a value of C is equal to 3. I have again displayed the count value with this by invoking the show underscore CNT function by this line. ABC scope resolution operator show underscore CNT, and show underscore CNT now shows the value of 3, which is being shared, and this ABC show underscore CNT function helps us to display the value of CNT, which is being shared by all the 3 objects so far created, that is ABC1, ABC2 along with ABC3. Both of all these 3 objects see CNT value to be 3. Function show underscore C, which is a ordinary member function, with the help of all the 3 objects ABC1 dot show underscore C, ABC2 dot show underscore C, and ABC3 dot show underscore C. So this first will show clearly a value of 1, the second will show a value of 2, and the third will show a value of 3, which is expected. Now let's go to the program output by clicking on this build and run to see whether we get the desired output of this program. So let's click the build and run, and we easily see that what we have expected by the program to give as an output is being displayed by the output console. That is CNT is equal to 2, and after creating another object, this ABC show count, show underscore CNT, for the first time when it was invoked shows a value of, it should have shown a value of 2, because this was this function dot set ABC1 dot set incremented the value of CNT by 1, and it has become 1 then, and after that ABC2 has incremented the value by unity and it had become 2 then, and after that show underscore CNT should have shown the value of CNT to be 2, and we get the desired output, that is we get 2 as the value of CNT. After that there is yet another function called show underscore CNT, ABC scope resolution operator show underscore CNT, because this ABC3 dot set has incremented the value of CNT by unity once again, and the CNT assumes a value of 3 now, and we have expected to see we have expected C to have shown a value of 3 in this by this statement, and we see that we get the desired or expected output, that is CNT is equal to 3. After that I have invoked the show underscore C function 3 times, once with ABC1, second time with ABC2, and third time with ABC3. So In the first line of this function call, among the three lines over here, what ABC1 sees or observes the value of C, it observes the value of 1. So it will definitely show a value of 1. ABC2 sees the data member C to have a value of 2, it should show a value of 2. And ABC3 dot show C will definitely give an output of 3, because ABC3 sees the data member C under ABC3 to be 3. So we expected 1 out of this statement, 2 out of this statement, and 3 out of this statement. And let's see what we have found in the output. Say this object number 1, object number 2, object number 3. So the desired output can be easily seen from the output in front of you. So we see the program has run correctly, and I hope I am able to make it clear for you the concept of the static member functions in object-oriented programming with C++. In spite of that, if you have any doubts and queries pertaining to the entire example and entire topic, you can well post your doubts and queries into the comment section below so that I can address them.